Mixed Tag Show.
The Mixed Tag Show.
With Jenna
and Blue.
Damn.
Now, here's your host,
Jenna and Blue Magic.
What's going on?
You're listening and watching the Mixed Tag Show with
I guess you're Jenna, and I'm Blue.
those of you that are listening. Don't be alarmed. It's not a special guest. It's still Jenna.
Is it?
Yeah,
You sure?
yeah.
Okay, that kind of worried me a bit.
Did it? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Just a tad.
Just a tad.
Just a little bit.
Well, I still look like me, right?
Yeah. I'm joking. I kid. I kid.
Oh, wow. Okay. What's up?
What's going on? How was your week?
Terrible.
Do you want to talk about it or you want to let it go? Let it go. Let it go.
Well, you hear my voice, right?
Right.
So, got a little sick from the so-called helpful flu shot. So,
Yeah. Flu shot is supposed to help you.
flu shot, smooth shot.
So I'm guessing it's safe to say that you're never going to take it again.
I don't know. We'll see. They say when you have asthma, you should take it. So that's what I did. Whatever. What about you? How was your Thanksgiving?
I think Thanksgiving was cool. Got some food from my aunt's house. Went to hang out with some friends.
Oh, did you?
That was on Thanksgiving, not on Wednesday. Just, yeah.
Okay.
How was your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was fine. Hung out with some friends.
That was on Wednesday, not Thanksgiving, actually.
You just said
My bad. I'll make sure they heard you.
Yeah, I understand it was Thursday, but me and my best friends since like high school,
Right.
we celebrated Friendsgiving for the past 5-6 years, I think. I don't know, 4 or 5, something like that. So it's a tradition.
Yeah, you did it on Wednesday. I was supposed to be there, but unfortunately I got back from L.A. super late.
I was Survivor Series briefly because that was a million years ago.
Yeah, no, it was fine. I didn't go to Survivor Series. We went to NXT and Raw. It was pretty good. Had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
As you know, I had to do a one-day trip back to the East Coast for a wedding.
Baller.
Not really.
Okay.
I ran into Pete Dunne in the airport.
Yeah, you would tell me that, and then you left me in suspense.
Yeah, because I wanted to say on air. He was sitting there, and G was like, "Hey, you should say what's up to him." I'm like, "Nah, he looks tired. You know, plus it's kind of weird because I got a Undisputed hoodie on." And then
Was he sitting like this the whole time?
no, he wasn't.
Oh,
He was
okay.
sitting like with his manager or his pops or something like that.
Yeah.
And you could just tell he was tired. And it was like a flight to like England on one side. So I'm like, oh, he's about to catch that flight.
Yeah.
So they calling up my flight to go up. I'm like, I'm gonna say, at least say thank you for tonight. It was a great performance type of thing,
Yeah.
And then he gets up. I'm like, oh, he's going to Newark.
Oh, wow.
So he's going to Newark flight. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, well, it's kind of weird now. I can't say anything.
Yeah.
But then he ended up in front of me online.
Oh, wow.
So then I'm like, hey, Mr. Dunn. He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for tonight.
Mr. Dunn?
I'm not gonna. I don't know his name. Like I don't call him out his name. I don't know him like that. Like
Is it his name? Like what? Like how? Go ahead.
yeah. I said Mr. Dunn. Try to
Yeah.
be respectful.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. I just wanted to say thank you for tonight. It was a great show. It's like,
It's like Blue is 16 or something. But go ahead.
right. But I'm like, he's like, oh no, thank you for coming. And then like that was it.
Yeah.
But
Did you take a picture? Like,
nah, I didn't want to bother him.
nah, I get you.
Like,
That's cool. That's a cool story. I wonder
Yeah.
where he went.
yeah, he got off in Newark, but then next day his daughter was born.
Ah.
So I'm
There you
guessing
go.
he was heading back home
Yeah.
to get to his daughter.
Good for him. Well, congratulations to him.
Yeah, where's the applause button?
Anyway, you're not wearing WWE shop gear,
No, I'm not.
but I am.
Hey, nice hoodie there.
Am I part of Undisputed?
Just for today. Just because you had a long week.
Thank you.
I'll give you just a 24-hour pass.
Thank you.
That started last night.
Thank you. I see. Should have gotten like Adam Cole or their music next
Yeah.
time.
Next time we'll add it to it.
But shout out to the WWE shop for lacing me in typically blue with sometimes fly gear.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
was flying in LA. I had the Undisputed
I
Era.
know you did. I know you were like mad thirsty to wear it in like 200-degree weather.
Nah, it was like cold on the airplane. It was not that hot over there either.
Yeah.
So, and
You
then,
were comfortable?
Hmm?
Yeah, you were comfortable?
yeah, Undisputed liked it and everything. So,
Liked it or liked it?
liked it.
Okay. Well, shout out to the WWE shop for lacing us as always. You can get this obviously on their website. help us out by clicking the link in our bios.
Or at the Mixed Tag Show, or on our personal at Miss Jenna Baby, BAYBEE, or at Blue Magic Grind.
Yes.
You can also click it in our descriptions in the bottom of the YouTube pages.
Yes.
So help us out and get us some coins.
Yeah, the Black Friday sales, Cyber Monday sales was like popping. Did you see?
Yeah, they had like teas for like $5 and 50% off, and
Well, not for Black Friday. See, you not on it like that.
No,
I did a little shopping,
oh,
but it was
yeah.
like 75% off plus another 25% off plus free shipping. So I
Oh.
bought some stuff.
Well, see, look, there was Liddy on the weekend.
Bought some gifts and stuff. So you can definitely get your holiday shopping on over there while clicking our link so we can get paid too. I bought some stuff and I forgot to use our link.
Great job.
Yeah.
Don't be like Jenna.
Don't be like me.
That's a bad example.
Exactly. What else we got?
We're heading over to our Patreon. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's also in the same link.
Well,
at
why
the
would
Mixed
they
Tag Show.
subscribe if nothing is going on?
Well, nothing is going on because we have to get subscribers first so we give out the free stuff.
Well, we got to give them an incentive to subscribe.
I know. We have to give them some more content.
What happened to the contest that we never did?
That contest is on your side.
Didn't we? Did you or did we not say? If we had 1,000 followers, now we're at 1,300. Let's use Patreon to promote it. Blah blah blah. I said, okay, cool.
I said we
What are
could
we gonna
mention
do?
it during it.
You're always switching up your story, man. You said let's use Patreon for that. We still haven't.
So, what you want to give away some T-shirts through the Patreon?
I mean, we discussed this. We had, our good friends at Nerds Clothing to hook us up, but I'm basically hijacked all these different shirts.
So how about we do this? How about we just do a giveaway for the 1,300, and then we'll do some more on the Patreon.
Well, I need to hear, ideas for it.
Well, that's after the show.
All right. What do we have going on next week, though?
Next week, we have a special guest coming through.
Well,
Coming through. Coming through Skype.
yeah.
You see what I did there?
Do
Was
the-
it?
There you go.
Josiah
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
a.k.a. J. Dean Williams,
Yes.
a.k.a. Russell and Flo,
Yes.
a.k.a. your favorite wrestlers remix intro
Right.
will be on the show
Right.
next Wednesday.
Yes.
Thursday, sorry.
Yes. Wow. Next Wednesday?
Thursday.
Yes. So those of you who are probably familiar, he's remixed quite a few of your favorite wrestlers. He remixed our girls' entrance music,
Sasha Banks,
and he's done The Man.
Becky Lynch,
So
Tama
definitely,
Tonga. Shout out to the Bullet Club.
yeah, throw it up.
You already know.
So we're excited to have him. We're excited to have him on the show next week. So
Yeah.
definitely look out for that. Maybe a skit.
Maybe a skit we'll put out. Huh?
Yeah.
Uh,
Anyway,
Fantasy draft. How are we looking over there?
so we obviously missed last week, so there's a lot of catching up to do.
Right.
But in first place for the week, shout out to Evolution.
Really?
Yes, 180 points Leah got.
Look at her on the come up.
After that, we had Petty Club Worldwide, keeping it strong
Yep.
at 154 points. Undisputed at 137 points. New Generation X at 108. Night Riders just keep falling, huh?
It's not a conspiracy.
It's not rigged.
It's not rigged.
105.
You're just flopping.
Yikes. Wow. Night Riders are at
Don't kill me,
105.5 this
Astor. We're
week.
still friends.
TK Crew at 84 points. And Rich Fam Kev at 75 points.
That Triple H injury really hurt him.
He has quite a few injuries. Anyway, whatever. I'm not going to get into it. So, overall, in first place still is Petty Club Worldwide
Yeah.
with 2,709.5 points. Next up is Night Riders at 2,404 points. Next, TK Crew at 2,250 points.
Where Night Rider at?
I just said Night Riders before.
My bad. You said he was falling off. I expected him around like third, fourth.
Well, for the week. Like, normally he would have been
Oh,
first.
okay. I thought you meant like overall.
Like, who was I just talking about before TK Crew? Huh?
I thought you meant like overall he fell off. Like,
Next up in fourth place, we have New Generation X at 1,963.5 points. Fifth place, we have Evolution at 1,552.5. Sixth place, undisputed, 1,257.5 points. And right behind him,
By 20 points.
by 20 points, Rich Fam with 1,237.5 points. Yeah, but he's catching up.
He is catching up.
Now it's a race for not to be last.
New Generation X. Not New Generation X. Undisputed Nation Domination. I don't know what you're doing. You're falling.
I don't know. All right, so you ready?
Let's get into it. This has been a very interesting week.
All right.
Your show.
Damn, I needed a break in my voice, but I'll continue. So we're gonna start.
I would usually save you, but
Huh?
I would usually save you. But this week, I don't want to be.
Yeah, but you gotta start the charge while we're so frustrated.
Well,
All right, I'll start it off.
yeah, like
We're gonna start off with Raw, obviously. I'm not gonna even get into Corbin and all of them. It's just a waste of time. But Alexa Bliss was appointed in charge of the women's division by Baron Corbin. What did you think about that?
where's my button?
Okay.
Like, why? For what? You're injured. Go sit down somewhere.
Yeah.
Give us a break.
Yeah.
Like, why are you here?
Yeah.
Anybody else that get injured? Guess what? They sit at home. Becky got hurt. Guess what? She sat it out. Anybody else? Braun sat it out. Like, sit somewhere. Go away.
Yikes. No, I understand. I mean, I get it. On one hand, she's a popular figure. But two, I don't think this makes or breaks the women's division. So I really don't think it's needed. But, you know, it's kind of like Baron Corbin doesn't really have an eye on the women's division. Like, at one point, he hasn't really focused on the women. The only one time we saw was this week when he approached Ronda. But other than that, there hasn't been really much interaction with
Right.
Baron. So,
The only way I see this even really mattering, which is what's been rumored, is that she really can't come back. And this is a setup for her to take the general manager position.
well, that rumor has been squashed, essentially saying she is eventually going to come back, but it's not as soon as people think.
Yeah, but we've heard that from like Paige and whoever. Sometimes WWE want them to hold off on confirming not coming back,
Yeah, but
so
I
they
think,
can make their retirement speech wherever they would
nah,
like.
I
to.
don't think she's anywhere close because I think either Brian Alvarez or Dave Mesler said this is nothing like Paige, so that's not even the situation. But I mean, if someone had multiple concussions back to back to back, you have to take those precautions, and they have to be gone for a while. You
Right.
know, but I don't think it's anything like Paige's level or what have you.
No, well,
And she even said she's not going anywhere. If that was the
clearly
case,
she's not going anywhere.
Paige didn't say that when she was injured. So I think it's safe to say that she'll be back eventually, but they're taking their time.
Well, we also had the Nia Jackson Ronda Rousey segment. How did you like that?
Now that I was very, very disappointed in. My thing is, how do you turn real life heat and let it fizzle out like that? Like, she legit, and I'm referring to Nia,
Right.
legit had heat. And they managed to ruin that. How do you ruin that?
By focusing on it too much.
It's not even. It's not
Like
even
you, like all you do is talk about it. Like you haven't done nothing else close to what you.
I mean, I don't think it's wrong for them to focus on it. But look, remember when Owen Hart broke
Right.
Austin's neck? They focused on it, but it was
in primary though.
not that it was no. But he had a shirt.
I know, but like he joked on it. But like my thing is, with a fist, like you broke somebody's face in a match, I would punch somebody in the face.
Well, that's what I mean. Because Owen Hart did definitely focus on it, but it wasn't a joking matter. Like,
Right.
when like the promo was just really awkward, and you saw like the crowd lost interest. Like you had this is the most heat you've ever had, and you instantly lost the interest of the crowd.
And then
Like
you
they
had-
weren't even paying attention.
And you had poor Tamina just standing there not saying nothing.
And it's annoying, like I've said time and time again, it just seems like Tamina always falls in the role of backup. Nia doesn't really need backup because she's a powerful force, right?
Right.
Irresistible force. Like,
Like she should have attacked Ronda. Like I seen her slowly go into the. I'm like, all right, she's gonna attack Ronda.
punch her.
Do something.
Punch her.
Like-
If you're the face breaker, punch her.
Like, have Tamina distract her or something, and then when she turn around, pop, knock it out.
Yo, legit, like, she should be terrorizing, like, the women's locker room right now. Like, sneak attacks in the back. I
Right.
don't know, something. Boom, knock them out. If you legit, like, want to get this over, but you're making jokes, you're smiling, doing, like, blowing you
Yeah.
off like it's a good, like, come on.
You haven't done anything else since that day.
Yeah, so I'm just, and then with Rhonda, it's just, for me, like, it's up and down with her.
She's not consistent.
Yeah, it's just like, 1 minute she's dope, and then the next is just like, this was really cringe
That whole division is a mess. We'll get back to
on
that.
the Raw side.
Yeah, on the Raw side, but we'll get back to that.
Yeah.
What's up with that Dean segment? That
Legit.
was weird.
Yeah, that was,
Like, what? You're getting a shot to avoid rabies from Seth and people in that town that we're in? Like,
yeah, like, I'm disappointed in this. I've lost interest. I don't care anymore. And the funny thing is, I don't know if you heard Michael Cole say, I believe it was this past week, he goes, Dean and Steph are going to have their match at TLC to end the end be all or whatever. And I'm like, that's it? Like, this hasn't really even started. You know? And, like, I feel like Dean is reverting back to the lunatic fringe where he would make jokes and he was like that silly, crazy guy. This, I wanted to see, like, yo, I'm scared of Dean.
right.
You know?
Like, it just didn't make no sense whatsoever. And them keep bringing up Renee Young into it.
She over it.
Yeah, like, it doesn't make sense. Unless you're going to turn her heel.
No, I don't think it doesn't. I don't think it doesn't not make sense because it's just like, yo, what's up with your husband?
Right, but then
I don't have an issue with them asking Renee, you know, and then her getting frustrated like I don't have an answer for you. But my thing is, the week before when everyone was up in arms about what he said about Roman, right? So, but then you're making jokes this week about getting rabies and the flu shot and this and that one. Like, it's just the same pattern of inconsistency, and I'm really disappointed because, again, Dean is just reverting back to what he was before he came back from the injury.
But that's why I said why you're mentioning Renee is like, unless you don't turn Renee Young, like, heel, it's like, it's all over the place.
But I don't think that. But I don't think Renee being heel or face has to do anything with it because again, if that's your husband, maybe you have an answer because he's not giving a clear answer. So maybe she has an answer, but she doesn't.
Right. Like,
so
every week you're asking her, and she just keeps saying, "I don't know." You know, he's hard to read. It's the same thing every week. I don't know. He's hard to read. I don't know. He's hard to read. I don't know. He's hard. It's like repetitive. And then on top of that, with Seth Open Challenge, we get Dolph Ziggler again.
Yo, you know why I was so annoyed? Because you had mad people that could have came out.
Right.
And I don't know if you saw on Instagram when Mustafa Ali like screenshotted
Right.
and said that I think the raising the hand
A
emoji.
few people responded.
Yo, could you imagine a match between Seth Rollins and Mustafa Ali? Like, what was the point of seeing Dolph Ziggler?
I thought Dolph was like taking a break because he wasn't with the Corbin crew in the beginning. I'm like, all right, maybe he's gonna take a sit out a couple of days again. I'd have loved to see Velveteen Dream respond.
And it just goes back down to, again, how there are so many ways to build a roster. And it's the same people. The same people. Like, if you're trying to incorporate 205 Live again, bring out Mustafa Ali. That would have been fire.
It would have.
Right?
It would have.
And then I think, isn't the whole point of open challenges is to give people opportunities that don't typically get opportunities?
Exactly.
Why is someone who's been a multi-IC champion coming out again? Like, for what?
Here's another one. Ricochet retweeted it. That's what I was trying to remember. Ricochet was like title for title, like champion versus champion. Like, that would have been awesome.
Like, with Raw at this point, it's just, there's no predictability. It's just like, all right, how are we going to fill this next hour? Like
Yo, it said, the clock said 10 o'clock. I was like, we still got another hour of this? Please, just end this.
Yo, I just like, and from the looks of it, it looked like a dope match. They have good chemistry, but we saw it how many times already?
I mean, the only
for the title at that.
Right. The only thing that was different that he won with the Falcon Arrow.
And we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah, but it's just like, oh, he won with it finally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later, but yeah, it's just like predictability at this point.
Back to your girl, Alexa.
Back to my girl, Lexi.
she go ahead and have an open forum.
With
Sasha and Bailey. Oh,
yo, Michael Cole could not wait to say
Boss time.
like her. Like I didn't think he was gonna say that just because it wasn't a match.
right.
No,
He was excited.
he was ready.
He was ready to go.
Boss
He was
time.
ready. I was like, oh.
Yo, Phil was like in one of the groups I'm on in Facebook. Phil goes, I get so excited when Michael Cole says that, but then I get let down.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
This is not really boss time.
it's not.
Yeah.
And this-
A lot of people hate it. I actually love it because I think it's so funny. 'Cause,
Right.
like, I would love to see the camera on him and just see how he like revs up to
Right.
just say it. I don't know.
But this was probably the worst segment in the year.
No. You think that was the worst segment of the year?
What segment is worse than this? I'm giving you like 10 seconds to figure it out.
No, give me 10 seconds. I'll think of it, but I don't think that was the worst segment.
That was the worst segment of this year. People was talking about it like, yo. And this is why, like, people like, oh, Becky's the greatest. Not Becky. Alexa Bliss is great on the mic and da da da. But when you give her segments,
She doesn't do well.
She
in them.
falls. She fails miserably.
But again, and I'm not gonna be a Bliss hater or what
You've
have
been
you.
saving a lot of people these past couple of weeks.
But I just want to look at both
Spectrum.
spectrums. It's like it's also what you give to her. Like, you know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure. First of all, and we'll talk a little bit more about this open segment. First of all, it was rushed, right? I don't even think you. And did you notice during the segment, someone yelled out like a fan said, "I thought we were gonna ask questions."
Right.
Like a fan screamed,
Right, yeah.
like I screamed that out. It was literally one question that was asked. Plus, it was a plant.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and apparently, I don't know, someone retweeted this on my timeline. I forgot who said this, but apparently the segment was supposed to go longer,
Mhm.
and there was supposed to be more fan questions, but they were confiscated. So what are we doing? And that would have been a good segment had you actually let them, in a sense, really, like that question that the plant asked.
Right.
They could have elaborated more on it, especially when Sasha had tweeted right before the segment, asked about women's tag titles. You feel me? Like
Right.
they're gonna be a
They
lot
dropped the ball on it.
yeah. But one thing that Alexa had said, that stood out to me, she was like, how Bailey has brought Sasha down, and I thought about it. I'm like, I really like Bailey, and I even like the whole boss and hug connection thing. But I'm like, yo, Sasha hasn't been the boss in a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I understand she's a face,
Right.
but the only time I see that arrogance or like I'm the boss is like when she does a dope move
Right.
in a match
Right.
and she gets amped up.
Right.
But even like when she was a baby face and she had her run in 2016, she still had a boss persona.
Yeah. No. Right now she's bust and hug.
No, but there's no. What I'm saying is there's no boss.
I know, but like she's the happy-go-lucky. This is what I said, boss and hug, like the happy boss that likes to hug people and call up the She's like really getting into it. And I mean, it's your friend, so you try to make the best of your situation. But
And then the other thing was like with Bailey, it could have been like the delivery, like what Sasha said was fine,
Right.
shipping you back to SmackDown.
right,
I wish she actually said ass, not butt, because it was just a little corny.
right,
But I was okay with what she said. But then when Bailey said, I disagree with you, and was like, I ship you back to hell. And I'm like, why? This was silly.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, think about, like, if I'm part of creative and I'm writing this, and I'm like, yo, remember what these girls did to you
Right.
the episode before Survivor Series. Like, you should be serious.
Right.
You feel me? And I just wish that, you remember when we had Rock and Sock Connection?
Yeah.
The Rock and Mankind didn't lose their characters. Like,
They
you
didn't.
knew what it was.
Yeah.
The Rock was still arrogant,
Right.
bossy,
He gave in sometimes.
but he was still his
Yeah.
character.
Yeah. I'm saying like he gave in sometimes. It's not like
No, he didn't, though.
no. Sometimes he did.
No, he didn't. But he didn't. Never lost his character.
No, he didn't lose his character. When I say he gives in, like sometimes you know how Mankind gets a little goofy. He'll do it with him a little bit. Like he'll let him do little people's elbow with him, or like, all right, come on, like kind of.
Yeah,
thing.
but
But he never like
you
lost
didn't-
himself.
He didn't smile or everything. It was just he let him do his thing.
Right.
And Mankind knew what it was.
Right.
But I feel like they're both losing themselves together in this team.
I don't think they both losing. So I think Bailey's being herself because that's how she is. She's happy-go-lucky, love the fans, having a good time. That's why they always say you never. Remember that the storyline was you never win the big one because you never take it serious, and that's when she took it serious and all that stuff. So this is Bailey. It's just that Sasha's now coming down, like they said, to Bailey's level of just having fun and enjoying the moment.
Which would actually be a really good storyline once if eventually they pull the trigger, like her realizing whatever. But I think in a sense where I feel like there's no growth in Bailey's character right now. Like it was cool when she was in NXT and she was super naive and like happy-go-lucky.
It could have worked.
No. But it makes sense though when you go to the main roster and after dealing with Sasha and Nia and Bailey, Asuka, you grow up. You're still happy-go-lucky, but you're not naive anymore. But which I like that. But now there hasn't been any character development.
No.
So.
And again, I'm saying that they had a chance, but they pulled the trigger too fast and gave her the title too soon,
how they just let Alexa completely squash her.
Right. With was it a punch or a DDT?
Candlestick.
Yeah, the kendo stick when she was like, "Oh, I can't hit her." Like they just.
And ever since then, Bailey hasn't been the same.
And one more thing about the segment: why is Dana Brooke attacking them when she was just tagging with them
at Starrcade?
At Starrcade this past weekend.
Like all of this is stupid. Like, you know what I mean?
It was like Fox and Mickey coming blindsiding them was enough. Right. You didn't need Dana.
Right. Right. I mean, yeah, it was just a really bad segment. But how did you rate the show?
I gave it an F.
I gave it an F too. A couple of people actually enjoyed it. So
they gave it a what?
A D-. So whoever enjoyed it brought that up from an F. But it was 2-3 people that said it. Everyone else was just like.
I just felt like it was the worst episode ever.
I mean, and we'll discuss that in a bit, but
they missed KO. They need KO.
I don't even think it's KO.
No, they missed KO. You know what it is? They need They need these personas that didn't get buried when it was too focused on other people. You know what I mean? Like Owens always stayed afloat. Braun always stayed afloat. Like certain people stayed afloat, but then now it's like I don't know which direction they want to go with Raw because they don't know. Because now all their plans is out of whack.
I don't necessarily agree with that. I mean, from history shows that we like the anti-hero, and we'll obviously get into SmackDown, what have you. But we see with Austin, we saw when Hulk Hogan turned to to Hollywood Hulk Hogan. You feel me? It was what Roman should have been, the anti-hero, right? And that's what we like, and you don't have that on Raw. Everyone is just either overpushed, gets squashed when they shouldn't be, and or it doesn't have a direction. So, but go ahead, SmackDown, because I need a break.
My show did amazing. The women's division is the forefront of SmackDown right now, and I am loving it. How did you feel about the triple threat that's being added after the Battle Royal?
I liked it. I like that they started the show and ended the show with the women. I mean, the obvious pick was going to be Asuka, but I can't even front during the Battle Royal. I'm like, yo, are they really going to try to give Sonya the spot? I knew it wasn't going to happen, but I like that they teased someone else.
Right.
And I hope that they don't drop the ball with the Mandy and Sonya feud because it doesn't have to be at every pay-per-view.
Right.
2 women matches for championship. You could have another feud with women there.
2 things about the segment that I didn't like, even though I enjoyed it altogether, was one, Charlotte automatically being placed in a rematch because you just lost the last woman standings match. That was supposed to be it.
Yeah.
And also you just get a shot for no reason. I would have loved them to put her in the Battle Royal and let her and Asuka double eliminate each other and then force the triple threat.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can't. Can't be perfect.
Something messed up with my cable, so I missed like Becky came out with a new Tron actually.
Right. The man.
Yeah. But she came out and then I see Charlotte there and then it just skips to the other girls coming out. So it messed up, so I missed what Charlotte said.
Oh, Charlotte didn't really say anything. It was more like Mandy coming out how did she just jump the line?
But was anything said? Paige.
Oh, Paige was just like, I'm just gonna give. Basically, just said I'm gonna give you another shot. There was no real reason behind it. I guess because what she did to Rhonda.
Yeah.
But she's like, I'm just gonna give you another shot, which caused the other girls to come out like, yo, how she just jumped the line.
The one thing that I'm disappointed in with like Charlotte is that there isn't character development again. Like
Right.
we know you're the queen. We know you're like gifted. What is it?
Superiorly, genetically superior.
Yeah. You bugged out on Rhonda at Survivor Series.
That was a good start.
So then,
Elevated.
yeah, you know, like, and then when she came out the following week and faced the Iconics, she just looked like this crazed,
Right.
like power hungry, like
Right.
person. Then you just revert back to just the queen.
Maybe it's something that when the bell rings, it's just like a switch. Maybe we'll see.
I don't know, but like we thought she was gonna be a heel
Yeah.
face.
I do know what this one segment did pull out. One more thing. I do need an Oscar versus Sonya Deville feud.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, oh, wait a second, this is kind of dope.
Like,
Yeah,
their exchange.
yeah,
That's why I was like, this is like Mortal Kombat.
yeah.
Like, we need this.
I was like low key. I was like, wait, what are they doing? I would have again loved Mandy not to help Sonya. I would have like
For the cost her.
exactly, but yeah. And Becky, what can you say about Becky? We didn't use your new. Yeah, so Becky's fire.
Yeah.
I
Straight fire.
was trying to get her shirt.
Straight fire.
Okay, I was trying to get her shirt, but that thing is sold out.
Crazy. Crazy. I was trying to get the hoodie.
She popping right now. Anyway, so the Usos defeated the Bar. They had a match against them. I'm on the fence with that.
Sidebar. Big Show's face again.
Anyway.
Would that last like 3 weeks? That's like the fastest for Big Show?
So the Usos defeated the Bar. I'm on the fence because I was like, yo, when's the Usos? Because they've been absent for a long time, but it's just like it's just the same tag teams over and over.
Same 3 teams.
Yeah, like I'm happy for the Usos because that's my favorite tag team.
Right.
But again,
Same 3 teams.
exactly.
Like when the Bar said, except for you, New Day, I'm like, okay, maybe we'll get Sanity. The Colognes. Good Brothers. They were all there. No, we got the Usos again.
I don't know. So, I mean, what is it? So the tag team division in general on both brands is kind of like stagnant.
Yep.
And yeah, I don't know.
We haven't talked about what happened on Raw. That stupid.
Yeah, I don't care about that. What do you think AJ is going from here?
I think AJ's gonna have his another feud with Daniel Bryan and lose. I think this is gonna be his transition.
Well, he's definitely having another match.
But yeah, I think this is gonna be his transition to head towards Raw.
You think he's going to Raw?
Yeah, I think he's done with SmackDown. So Raw needs it. AJ's bigger than SmackDown, honestly, right at this point.
Is he?
Yeah.
What do you mean he's bigger?
Like, he's the most over person in the company outside of Becky right now.
Oh.
But even before the whole thing happened with Becky, he was the most over. So it's like he's kind of outgrown their quote unquote B show, and their A show is sinking, and they need that help over there. Like,
see, my thing is with AJ, my fanism has gone down tremendously with this title reign. And I was talking to my homegirl, and we're like we really like AJ, but I don't care for AJ anymore. And I think the title reign did that. So I'm interested to see like a new character from him. Like maybe even heel.
Yeah, because he did everything he had to do in SmackDown. That's what, like, what else can he do in SmackDown right now?
Yeah, but I don't know if he really elevated people. Like I would have liked to see AJ Styles, that I know he's capable of.
We're not gonna be able to see that. They're stifling him, so it's not gonna happen. And even when they stifle him, he still gave you some of the best matches this year.
Like what?
He gave you him and Samoa Joe was pretty awesome. He had a couple.
SummerSlam. Okay.
So they had a couple of good ones.
They had one good one out of that feud.
They had a couple of good ones because early in the year they had that one match. That's what I'm saying. Like throughout the year they put almost him had a good match. Daniel Bryan had a good match. Who else? Like Shinsuke had okay matches. They had that one good match, but again, we know they stifling these guys. Like it's
I
almost.
mean, that's debatable. It's debatable. Like, I think a lot of people are just kind of blinded by, oh, it's AJ Styles, and then don't necessarily want to admit that he's been kind of lackluster. That's just my opinion.
No, I respect your opinion, but again, like I just feel like he just did everything he can in SmackDown, and they did what they accomplished was trying to make him a staple in SmackDown for history to come, and now they're just gonna transfer him over to Raw and let him do what he do over there. Like that's gonna
for
be
histories to come.
yeah. Like he's gonna be. That was their plan. That's why they made him longest reigning champion and all that stuff. It's just to put a staple, like because Vince knows that he's money and he missed the boat and not signing him years ago. So it's just like, all right, this is the makeup, and then I'm trying to re-sign him, so let's try to make him happy. You know, show that we appreciate him.
So 20 years of Jeff Hardy, did you think he was retiring?
No.
No, because just a few months ago you were saying he looks like he's
He
ready to be on the way
needs
out.
to. He needs to be on his way out because he's not moving like he used to.
Yeah.
You can tell he's hurt. You can tell he's in pain. But knowing Jeff Hardy, like if he didn't stop when his brother stopped, he's not stopping right now. Just randomly on a 20-year.
So what did you think about this feud that's gonna come out between Joe and him? I like that Joe took it personal.
Yeah, I like that Joe take it personal, and I like Joe on the mic.
Do you? Because just the other week you had an issue with Raw using the whole Roman Reigns
That's
thing.
a total different situation. One, it was the same day. Two, the person was not involved in that feud.
So
Jeff,
if it happened a week later,
I said that.
it was fine.
Yeah, like
Okay.
I just like the way because he just retired, like not retired, but he just had to step away, and everybody was still emotional. Like to me, it's like just like how we said with Owens wore the shirt. It happened. He did it after the fact, and I'm pretty sure again
Yeah,
came
but
back to
that's-
it came back to a storyline
It
with the
was-
person.
It's two different scenarios though. One is sick and one is injured that was potentially coming
Yeah,
back.
but my point is just that the storyline's coming back to it,
Yeah.
right? This is in the middle of like Jeff is in the storyline.
Yeah.
And this is not something recent. Everybody knows the history of it,
Yeah.
and it's been talked about.
Right.
So
And he's overcome it.
right,
No, I like that he used the. Again, in general, I don't have an issue when people's personal issues are in the forefront because one, it as messed up as it sounds, but it's relatable. I guess you kind of can relate
supposed
to the
to blur the
person.
lines.
Yeah, but it blurs the lines, and it's like, wow, you really did that. Now it has me more invested. So again, when Dean did that, I was like, oh wow. But of course, they messed it up afterwards with just him rambling and not really saying what his issue is. But when you can hit a nerve, I think that's the best storylines. You know what I mean? Make it personal. So I'm all for it. I hope Joe maybe comes out dominant at this point because
he needs it.
he needs it badly. He's great on. He's great. He's a great worker. He's great on promos, but he can never win.
The only thing I have a problem with SmackDown is that too many people of the past have current storylines.
Like Randy Orton.
Randy Orton versus Rey Mysterio. Even though it's very interesting because there's a different dynamic to it, and it's not like dragged on.
Yeah.
But it's just like Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy.
I think that's just a common thing in WWE.
Like
Just not elevating your
your young
youngins.
Like
you
he
know?
could have easily had a feud with Almas. He could have easily had a feud with Ty Dillinger, who's sitting in the back not doing anything.
Well, he's injured, so
Well, now he is, but like I'm just saying, like even if he was available, do you think they were going to try to use him?
I mean, we thought there was something gonna happen with Randy and him.
Like that was even shut down before he was injured, and then
Was it?
yeah, it was. They shut it down before
How?
because that's when he moved on. Like
He didn't move on.
that wasn't when his injury happened because he was supposed. Because remember, he was supposed to have a match with Shinsuke, and then because he couldn't have that match with Shinsuke, they put in R-Truth.
Well, I have to fact check that because I don't remember him moving on that quickly.
No, it was that's why I remember it because he's supposed.
You
to
sure? Because Blue, every week you think you
yeah,
say
no,
something.
I'm serious. He's supposed to have that match with Shinsuke for the U.S. title,
Okay.
but then he got injured in the house show during that weekend, so then they put in
Ty.
Ty. So then they
Okay.
put in R-Truth in that position.
Right, but
And then-
he was dealing with Randy too, right?
I don't think that.
And Randy was still it was still kind of like a thing going on with Shinsuke
Yeah.
too. So they didn't necessarily move on from that feud.
I think they did.
Yeah.
But we'll fact check it anyway. But yeah, they just have people on the roster that they could use more. Like, where's Amos? I haven't seen him like in 2 weeks.
When rumor has it they're high on him.
Right, like, but anyway, SmackDown was pretty enjoyable. I heard there was rumors that there was like "Thank you SmackDown" after the show was over.
Yeah.
Whereas on Raw, there was like, "We want our money back."
Well, we'll talk about that in our topics. But what did you rate SmackDown?
I give it a B plus.
Okay, I can say that.
You too.
Mhm.
And people give like an A minus
Okay.
right here.
So for NXT, they keep promoting this that Lars Sullivan. You're not excited?
That's my button.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't even do nothing in NXT, so why would you call him up?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know the reasoning as to why this man needs to be called up, but essentially he's gonna be either go to Raw or SmackDown. But you think he's gonna go to Raw? He's gonna go there.
Yeah, he's not on Raw. Raw needs it as much as help as they need right now.
And Rhea Ripley is officially the NXT UK Women's Champion. It finally aired.
It finally aired
Yeah.
after all this mess up and not being able to get the scheduling all
Yeah,
together.
they gotta figure that out in regards to scheduling because there's no reason why matches in August is airing in late November, December, about to be
Right.
December.
Yeah.
So
Now they're trying to do 2-a-days to catch up, I think.
yeah, because there's like multiple matches from the same people in one show, and it's just like for me, I haven't been able to watch it like I want to because I know the wrestling's probably fire.
Right, there is. I was watching some of it today, like Delvin versus
Yeah.
Pete Dunne.
Yeah. But it's always a struggle when there's a time difference with something.
Right.
So, I mean, but I have faith Triple H will figure it out. So,
Yep. You have a poll question, right?
yes.
What's your poll question? Well, I'll read it for you, give you a little
Thank
break in your
you.
voice. I'm sorry about that. Was this episode of Raw the worst this year or the Go Home show before Hell in a Cell? I'll go first just to give you a little more break. Yes, because there was no direction whatsoever in this entire episode.
Yeah.
This thing was so all over the place.
Yeah.
It seemed like a repeat from last week. Like,
With this basically same opening.
yeah, same opening, same injury, and you got to overcome this authority and same thing.
Yeah.
Bliss being in position and
Yeah.
everything. So this probably, I believe, yes, it was worse than Hell in a Cell.
The Go Home show.
You got to go home show for Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, a lot of people just really trashing it. I had to think about it because I remember when I went in on Twitter for the Go Home show
Right,
because it was the whole thing of them promoting 3 different pay-per-views
right.
and then you're promoting one brand on
Yeah.
another show when you should be focusing on the matches and feuds on that show. But yeah, this one was just
It was even worth. It even worth your energy to complain about.
Yeah.
I seen like 3 articles of like websites saying the worst episode I've ever watched.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just really, really sad just for coming from us, right? You watched wrestling since the 90s. I've watched wrestling since the 90s, and it's just like, how are you content putting out the same trash?
Go ahead, say it. I was about to say, go ahead, say
Yeah.
it.
It's legit trash. You know what I mean? And then and then last week we obviously didn't get to talk about it because it was Thanksgiving week. But that same segment that opened up this week's show was for an hour.
Yeah.
How do you a whole hour on 6 people? This is the reason why we don't have stars to take the place of, let's say, Roman Reigns, obviously, because he can't be here, right? At the moment. There's no reason why Finn Balor should be like in this storyline. Finn Balor should be one of the top superstars. Seth Rollins shouldn't be facing Dolph Ziggler in an open challenge. The whole point of an open challenge in the mid-card title is to elevate other superstars. I say this time and time again. Back in the day, the IC title was to elevate your next up-and-coming stars.
Right.
Seth Rollins is an established star. He doesn't need the IC title.
He doesn't.
It was cool, okay, have it. Maybe let's elevate other talent. Well, now, so he's going to face Dean, another established talent, and then, for what?
Yeah, and just to piggyback off that, like you said, last week was the same thing. And we was there live,
Yeah.
and people were not into it.
Yeah.
And even the attendance was not that great.
Yeah.
we got our tickets dumb cheap, and we were close to the floor
Yeah.
because the product is lacking on Raw.
Yeah.
And we didn't even want to go to SmackDown because it was like the Thanksgiving specials, and we know how those go.
Yeah.
It's the same thing every year.
Yeah.
Food fight, random matches.
Right.
Let's get ready for next week
Right.
because we need to get home.
Yeah.
And to your point, it just doesn't make sense with the IC title. It's supposed to elevate. When the Open Challenge happened, when Cena did his U.S. Open, when Kevin Owens responded that U.S. Open,
The pop that
the NXT champion.
Yeah. The pop that it received, or even when Sammy came out.
And when Sammy came out.
You know? And I just don't, and it goes back to a few weeks ago when we were talking about how Vince, quote unquote, doesn't watch NXT, or at least full episodes of it.
Right.
This is a glaring issue. Like, because if you watched NXT, you see what currently works.
Could you imagine if Aleister Black responded to that? Like,
yo,
I just thought about it now. Like, it just blew my mind. Like, yo,
or like you said, Velveteen Dream,
Velveteen
because
Dream.
he's not doing anything really in NXT.
Right. He just had his match. Even if Ciampa came out as the champion, like
Ricochet, Seth Rollins, like you said, you know what I mean? It's just why I don't understand, like, why they're so complacent and cool with giving such trash TV, but then charge us all this money to go to these shows for what?
Nah.
Like, I would be prideful of the fact that, like, yo, people really digging my product, but to hear these type of chants and what have you, and that's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. And again, like, 1 minute I'm here with them, and you think, okay, this is where things gonna change, and it doesn't change.
I don't even get my hopes up anymore. I look at SmackDown like, all right, SmackDown, what you got?
But you see my thing?
NXT, what you got? NXT.
But even with NXT, we talk about it. There's really, I don't know, what's the goal at this point with NXT, right? Because again, I've said before, with NXT a few years ago, it was just about elevating new talent, and now all these talent that got called up, you have new talent, but again,
it's slow.
Bianca Belair, where is she?
Right.
She had her match last week or a couple weeks ago with Mia Yim. She's still undefeated.
Right.
Shayna Baszler's a 2-time champion. Okay. Kyrie, we'll talk about it later. Okay, well, let's move on to new feuds.
The only reason thing with NXT is that even though it's slow, the matches they give you are still quality.
Not so much on the show. From time to time, okay. Takeovers, there's never a time wasted back. They always deliver, but I want more for NXT. Like I said,
they need another hour.
Exactly, another hour. And then my thing is with SmackDown, and I was talking about this, I think, with you or somebody else.
Yeah, you did.
You and a couple other people. The reason why I like SmackDown, but it's just like the crowds are trash to me. Remember when we went to in Newark when he was at the Prudential Center? I'm pretty sure it was a good show, but the crowd was really
they just sit
dead.
on they sit on their hands.
Yeah, but with Raw, there's always like a buzz, but then it dies out because it's a trash show. So I wish SmackDown crowds were more lively, and I think that would really, really elevate SmackDown where it needs to.
I low-key think that's a psychology thing because of the colors.
I was thinking that too, yeah.
Because blue is so calm and
chilled,
cool,
and red is supposed to be like, yeah.
So I feel like that's what it really is in the long terms of it. Because think about NXT. NXT get a buzz and it's like bright colors. Yeah. So when the lights come on, you're like, all right.
Well, not even so, but takeovers when it goes black, it's like, okay, this is about this is focusing on this.
Yeah, this is serious. Like the whole production of it is totally different.
Yeah.
But we spent a lot of time on this.
It's so frustrating.
It is.
Man. It's really, really frustrating.
It is.
I should be looking forward to Mondays at 8:00. Like, I get to see my favorite superstars and kill it, and it's just.
Nah.
You know?
We hold our meetings during Raw at this point.
Same. Anyway, hot topics. We talked about AJ Styles. According to Sean Ross' app of Fightful, him and the WWE are negotiating a new 3-year deal. However, he wants a limited schedule similar to Randy Orton.
Yep.
So less live events, but still be on TV.
Right.
And he was in favor of dropping the title. So obviously because he can spend more time with the family.
Right. They're gonna give it to him.
Yeah. That's not a question.
They're gonna give it to him. He deserves it at this point.
And at this point, again, it's just like, okay, he's older. And eventually, I don't know if you watched that special on the WWE Network. I think,
Yeah.
like, you can really see they focus on family with him, and
Yeah.
that's big for him.
Yeah, it is.
So now you have to focus on younger superstars.
Yeah.
That family may not be necessarily
A prominent role for them.
exactly.
Like, you seen Lana and Rusev talk on Total Divas. Yes, I watched Total Divas. And they're like, they don't want to build a family yet because their careers. Focus on these people while they're still in that mindset. So,
But
shout out to them. Chris
Yeah.
Jericho said he isn't a fan of Drake Maverick being the manager for AOP.
I don't think anyone is. But
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit.
what did he wind up saying?
He ended up saying, why would these two behemoths listen to this little one? He looks like he's the model from a teenage magazine.
I mean, and it makes sense. And he goes on to say about Paul Ellering, that's a seasoned vet, right?
Right.
That managed Road Warriors, right? So he has insight, and he's like more or less, he wasn't taller than them, but he had like a demeanor. With Drake Maverick, and then that's another thing that pissed me off.
Yeah.
You're
Piss.
making
You said
AOP a
piss.
joke.
You said piss. Where's my joke? What end?
You're making AOP a joke.
Right.
With Drake. Drake was fine on 205 Live doing his thing. He's just bringing them down.
And now the joke is AOPP.
Stupid.
And I thought they could spin this, have AOP turn on Drake, and if you really wanted to do something with Bliss, have Bliss take over.
Interesting.
But,
What do you know?
what do I know? I'm just out here.
Well,
I know with Paul Ellering, though, that he didn't want to do the travel no more.
and I know that. I understand why, but you chose the wrong person.
Yeah, you did.
But made his first appearance, like out and about, since since he mentioned that he was sick.
Right.
He was at his alma mater, Georgia Tech,
Yeah.
football game. So it was nice to see him. Made me smile a little.
Yeah, it was good to see him out there.
You look good.
Yeah. John Cena is set to return on January 7th. Are you ready to get John Cena back?
I'm indifferent about John Cena. Before it would have been like, here you go again. But
Yeah, apparently he's not very good standings with them anyway. But
really,
yeah, like they're not happy about him missing the Saudi Arabia show and being away so long. And even when he shows up, he's not really there. Like with the elimination match, he was like the first one eliminated. He just all right, back to go shoot movies.
Yeah.
So he's not really. I don't think he's in great
Well,
standings.
he's Dwayne Johnson right now. So
On a recent episode of Steve Austin's show podcast, Stone Cold mentioned the two current guys he'd like to face is Brock Lesnar and Elias. Reasoning for Brock is because he's friends with him and was supposed to work with him years ago. Reason for Elias is because he feels he's the one that's on the way up to be a top guy and would love to elevate him.
you think Elias is on the way of being a top guy?
No.
I don't think so either.
I think he's been smoking a little bit too much of that weed.
Wow. No, I just think Elias is just gonna be a mid-card guy.
Yeah.
But don't just have him come out and perform. Utilize him.
Oh my God. When they turn off the lights in the opening promo, I thought it was gonna be Bray.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, okay, Bray's coming back. Is about to shut stuff down.
Yeah.
And then, doo-doo-doo.
Yeah. I'm kinda actually over Elias's.
I've been over him.
I'm not over him. I'm over that gimmick.
Yeah.
Especially if that's the only thing you're using him for. You know what I mean? Because he very rarely has matches.
Yeah.
And if he does, it's like a tag team match.
Yeah, and he's not very great in the ring yet. He still got to develop.
Yeah.
Quick question. Did you hear about Stone Cold giving up drinking?
Good for him.
He gave up drinking and picked up smoking. That's why I said that.
Oh.
He said the marijuana helped him ease off the alcohol. And then I guess the doctors are telling him it's better for him. So, yeah, that's how I made that.
I guess that's good.
Right.
We can lay off everything, but whatever.
No, I think because it's too much pain. His body.
I mean, dude, what is it, DDP yoga? No?
That was a good one.
Where's the crowd laugh? So according to Wrestle Talk, several NXT UK superstars signed new contracts, but there's some major restrictions. So everyone got a bump and raise in regards to their contracts, but they're no longer to allowed to work with other promotions that are not affiliated with the WWE. So some of them that are affiliated that they can work with is Scotland's ICW,
Yep.
Fight Club Pro,
Mm-hmm.
Great Britain's Progress Wrestling, and
Yep.
Germany WXW, and many others.
Yeah, like Pete Dunne's wrestling school and Trent Seven school, like they're allowed. But even when they're doing those, they only could do uh, dark matches.
Right, and
And they-
shows that have paramedics
Right.
on hand.
Right. And they also can't wrestle anybody from Ring of Honor, New Japan, or anything like that. And it's caused a certain ruckus amongst the fans in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like now you're taking all of our favorite people and putting them in one place, and we can't afford those tickets.
Mm-hmm.
And like what's happening. But there's been some tweets like Pete Dunne spoke up and said, "You guys, this is actually great because if you really support these wrestlers, they're getting to live their dreams, and you'll still support them. Like, don't think of it like, oh, the Big Machine stole your favorite wrestler. Plus, there's a lot of wrestlers still left in the UK. That's awesome."
No, I understand that, but it just goes back down to the issue, especially in the States, in regards to there's no competition. So now you're forced to watch a product, but now if the product isn't elevating that your favorite wrestler, what are you stuck with? What do you have?
Right.
So I understand both points. But then at the end of the day, let's see what Triple H is gonna do with NXT UK.
Welcome to Death Row.
Speaking of which, there is going to be the first NXT UK takeover, Blackpool, and it officially will take place January 12th or 13th of next year.
It's sold out already. It's sold out in 2 hours.
I think it's going to be dope.
WWE signed big European wrestler Walter. I had some time this weekend
I know
to
you
check him out.
said you got lost.
I did because YouTube. Once you get into one video, you jump in the other. But I seen his match with Will Ospreay. He's a very big dude, like kind of bigger than Lars Sullivan, but moves really fast. So I'm really looking forward to see what they do with him in the UK.
So Kyrie's saying, I don't know if you heard this, she's dealing with the illness. It was reported by TMZ. Well, not necessarily reported by TMZ because Kyrie actually tweeted this
Right.
in Japanese, but essentially she had a high fever. It went away, but now she's has like a mysterious rash
Right.
on hands, feet, and mouth, and the disease is actually called hand, feet, and mouth.
Right.
So it's something that affects younger, like
Kids,
like younger
toddlers,
people,
and
yeah.
stuff.
And it's a rare disease. It's really contagious, but it's something that'll eventually go away.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
It is. So, but we wish her a speedy recovery.
According to Ringside News, NXT War Games 2 gained more viewerships than Survivor Series. Really?
Really.
Rankings were produced by WWE itself.
So I find that odd that they admitted that because since you have control of like that,
Right.
you wouldn't want to say that, but
Yeah, and knowing Vince, I don't think he would want that information out.
exactly. And then actually, War Games actually outsold Raw.
I believe it.
Yeah, and plus, but they said it's shocking because there's less seats because of the two stage
The two rings.
the rings exactly.
Literally, the only seats that were empty was the hard camera side where the camera is shooting from. That was tarped out, of course, so they could do the equipment. Everything else was like so filled.
I
inside of War
believe it.
Games.
I believe it. Anytime you go to NXT Takeover, there's very rarely any seats left over.
Yeah.
So
According to Ringside News, the following words are banned from TV: belt, feud, strap, kill, hate, stupid, hell, violence, fake, revenge.
ass.
Okay. Revenge, number one contender. What? Number one contender?
Yeah.
In the back. Okay, I kind of get it. National TV, DQ, huh? Spot, and girls.
So that I'm like, first of all, number one contender. So what are you gonna say?
You see my reaction? This is my first time reading this.
it.
So I'm like, wait, what? Like,
That's why when I saw that, I'm like, oh no, we got to talk about that. And it's funny going back to Bailey and Sasha's segment with Alexa.
and she said, but.
She said hell.
Uh,
Bailey said go back to hell. And I'm just like, for what? Like, why? Like, I get belt, title and championship seems more prestigious.
right.
But feud, what are you gonna?
Animosity?
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like at this point, he's just is ridiculous
Oh my God.
with the old being overbearing and controlling. Like, let them do what they gotta do and say, as long as they're not saying anything too
like
vulgar.
MF and the 4-letter word, and
And this,
you already let the BITCH go out. So,
but I bet you if Rock or Austin come back, you have no problem.
oh,
So don't.
oh hell yeah, because they can sell that T-shirt.
Exactly. So that just doesn't make sense.
You want to go to the next one, or you want me to?
Nah, I know you want to talk about it. Go ahead. You wearing this?
With that word being banned, this is why this is great that this is happening. According to Wrestling News, All Elite Wrestling LLC was filed for a number of trademarks, including. I'm not gonna go through all the trademarks. Do I have to?
No.
Okay. And the LLC was registered to Atia Bankfield home of the Jacksonville Jaguars, which is owned by Tony Khan, son of the billionaire Shahid Khan. It was previously reported that Khan was working with Chris Jericho and Jim Ross to launch a new promotion, but was denied by all parties, of course.
You peeped one of the trademarks though, Tuesday Night Dynamite.
Yeah, Tuesday Night Dynamite.
Like Nitro.
Yeah. And Double or Nothing, which they teased before. Wrestle Talk exclusively revealed from two industry sources that at least two WWE main roster stars who contracts set to expire next year, April, are firmly approached and have provisionally accepted the proposed deal. Confirmation of the deal relies on proposed promotions getting a financial worthwhile television or streaming deal. It should only be considered 50-50 at this stage.
This is what we've been saying for weeks. People say they doubt this, that, and the third.
Yeah, nah.
All you need is someone that's willing to give the money, and then you get the streaming or TV
Right.
deals. It's a wrap. Especially the way fans are wanting something different and new, fresh, and creative. It's just a matter of time.
And I know you said I didn't say this to you. When this first was reported and then Jericho was denying it, I'm like, yo, Jericho is the biggest troll. He'll say no and pop up at an event anyway. So I already felt like something was going on. And I was like, even when the Elite was saying they're leaving the Bullet Club and starting their own thing, I mentioned is like either they're going to join Ring of Honor and make a major push towards WWE, or they got a big person backing them to start their own stuff. And big person backing them to start their own stuff. And
Well, we'll see because it's not officially, obviously, but it's not official. But
they're gonna get a streaming deal from YouTube.
well, again, we'll see. We'll see what the deal is. But like I said, you can't own this major. What's the word I'm looking for? This industry,
Right.
and keep giving lackluster performances. It's at this point, it's really unacceptable that a show that's been going on for decades, and someone who's been in this industry, this is his company. Like, again, if that's your baby, like, you
Want it to flourish.
yeah, I don't understand at this point in your for so long now, you're being so stubborn in providing a better content. It's not fair for people for fans that we've been watching for years and continue to pour money into it.
Right.
And you just be like, screw them. They're going to still watch anyway. No, it's not. It's really not cool.
It's not cool.
It's not.
And this is going to be very interesting if it does happen, because now you have Jim Ross and Chris Jericho, two great wrestling minds, and with Cody Rhodes, who has production experience, kind of, working with all together to bring this to the fans, and they all have a great following. So I'm not saying it's going to be immediate. Like we've always said, it's not going to be something where it's going to be next year, there's going to be competition in WWE.
And no one's saying, even no one's saying they're going to ever get to that point.
Right.
But because as it is, the only reason why I don't watch Ring of Honor like that is because
time schedule.
Yeah, I don't know when it airs. I'm assuming it typically airs on Friday, but
Right.
then where to actually watch it. I prefer watching stuff on my TV, and I know I can link stuff up,
Right.
but I want to turn, like, as soon as I turn on the TV, there it goes.
Tuesday Night Dynamite. SmackDown's moving to Fridays. This is planned out.
This is planned out. So, I mean, the WWE has to get their act together sooner or later, especially the superstars that are not getting their shine and two were approached.
And
more
who
and
you
more
think the two
people-
are?
Bobby, the club.
Luke and Gallows.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. But in general, and I'm pretty sure there's probably more wrestlers
Who's
that
looking
feel
at it?
that way.
That's looking at it
Right,
like,
which the irony is CM Punk was interviewed by MMA Fighting. I'm not going to get into it too much, but essentially they asked him about,
look. Here's CM Punk.
they asked him about it, and he said if I was asked what I would do or what I would say to them, because they obviously could go to WWE whenever they want. It's just a matter of what's best for their family, right?
Yep. And their
Um,
creative minds.
and he also said, I think we live in a time now where WWE is not the end all be all. I don't think it has been quite for some time. I think the stigma that is still there and probably will persist for many, many years. Um, but enough people have been there and left that can, I guess, extol the knowledge of, hey, you know what, that place ain't all that.
Mm-hmm.
It just ties into that. Now you're giving other superstars or wrestlers the option to maybe potentially get the time and focus you deserve.
Right. And he's also said, if
Oh.
they make an offer,
Yeah, he'll listen.
he'll listen and consider it.
Right now, he said he's floating around or whatever. He's in a spot where, he has to get some things, loose ends tied up.
Right. Have you seen the potential roster for this?
No.
There's a potential roster floating around on the internet,
Mm-hmm.
and they have CM Punk and Jim Ross as commentators.
CM Punk as commentators?
You ever heard CM Punk in commentary?
I don't want to see him as commentator. I want to see him fight.
But I'm saying though, have you ever heard him on commentary?
No, but I don't want to see him. I want to see him on
You
commentary.
need to hear him on commentary. He's very, very good.
That's
I know.
fine. That's fine. Great.
I know, but you want to see him in the ring.
Yeah,
I know.
It doesn't do anything.
I know,
to
but
me.
I'm just saying the roster in general, it's kind of far fetched. But if it happens, again, all this is just speculations. And even talking about it, look how excited we are. We didn't even sound this excited the entire time we recapped WWE.
So anyway, going back to WWE, the stomp. A lot of there was controversy. Well, not really controversy, but like word going around that maybe they might have banned it just because Seth Rollins didn't use it as his finisher against Dolph Ziggler. He used the Falcon Arrow, like you said, and won with it. But he did actually try to use the stomp a couple of times, but wasn't successful.
Right.
So the only thing is, according to Brian Alvarez of Wrestling Observer, he was like the reason why they went with that route was they're trying to get another move over for him. And the Falcon Arrow is very popular, and they mark out. People
Right.
mark out, even though he never wins with it. So that was just getting over another move.
It might be, honestly, still might be banned because Samoa Joe's Muscle Busters band, he still teases it. So
No, but when Steph even said to someone that put that rumor, he said your information is completely wrong. So he confirmed that it's not banned. And again, he went for it. So, but it's good because I hate it when Seth was part of the Authority and he used
Triple H's
the pedigree. Like I thought that was so annoying. So I like that he has a variety of ways to win.
Ronda Rousey gets emotional on her YouTube video, and after her goat died, she said she doesn't know how long she could do this for, being a wrestler, that is, and that she has to be there for her family. If she's there for them, it would have never happened.
You don't want to send that to me.
Yeah, and this was actually aired on WWE product.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Okay.
and a lot of fans got mad because it hasn't even been a year yet.
And I'm not doubting her love for wrestling, but if this is you, this is what you want. You have to. You knew what you were signing up for.
It hasn't been a year yet. You haven't had a full schedule yet, and you're already complaining about not seeing your family, your goat passing away.
Granted,
Yeah, I know. Like, it's your pet.
Your pet.
But
Because God forbid something happened to my dogs, I'm
Right.
calling out.
right. But it's like I understand the emotion of that, but then the dragging, like I don't know how long I could do this for.
Especially when just not too long ago, you were just like, oh, I love this. And then we heard rumors that she's thinking about saying long term. Like,
Right.
you got to be in it. Like, at the end of the day, she's human. She can feel the way she wants. But was there something there that you needed to wipe?
Yeah.
That noise is so annoying. Just kidding. Anyway, but no, yeah, like, you know what you signed up for.
I'm hearing rumors that by WrestleMania she's done. That's why they're trying to probably speed up this 4 horsewomen thing.
I don't think they're speeding up this 4 horsewomen thing.
You haven't seen them on Twitter?
I understand. Yeah, but that's not what they're going to for WrestleMania.
You never know. I'm hearing that she might be done after WrestleMania.
I haven't heard that. But speaking of 4 horsewomen, the real 4 horsewomen,
Yeah.
do it again. You can stop. Yeah, because I feel like it was too many woes. But you know, it's like Sasha, it's boss time and stops. And big dog.
You said you wanted her tight whoa.
I didn't say that. You asked me whoa or the whole thing, and I said just keep the whoa apart. Anyway, Becky Lynch was interviewed by Sky Sports, and she revealed who would she love to headline with, and who did she say?
First, she said Asuka, of course, because
No,
everybody.
she didn't say that.
She said, I think Asuka's a killer, right? So I like to be a part
Oh,
of
I'm sorry. That was for tag team with.
Okay.
Good.
But she would like to face one-on-one, of course. Go ahead, push the button. Good. She like to face.
Boss time!
So she would like to headline with Sasha Banks. She said that she's one of her favorite people to be in the ring with. She's fantastic, a wonderful athlete. It would be a great match. One of my favorite matches in my coming out match was myself against her at NXT TakeOver Unstoppable. She won that match, and times have changed. So I would like to prove to her who the man is. So Becky says she would love to face Sasha, headline with her. Charlotte wants to go at it with her again. Bayley loves to face her. Ronda wants to face her. That's her dream
Trish
match.
Stratus.
Trish Stratus wants to go with her.
the list goes on.
The list goes on and on and on. But
This is
you
the
know,
song that never ends.
but you know, I'm not gonna be a mark right now. But right,
Yeah, but you know, she's chilling on SmackDown on Raw with Bayley.
doing absolutely nothing.
Chilling.
But you use her to promote this. Use her to go to you know, do media or whatever. Use her overseas to promote that. But it's all good. She would love to tag team with Asuka. She said, I think Asuka's a killer, right? So I'd like to partner up with a killer. I actually like to face her in the ring as well. She's a killer. I kill her.
Yeah, Becky's on
Becky's
another-
crazy.
According to WrestleVote's, rumor has it is that Braun AD missed TLC and Corbin will be included in a multi-man match instead. Why do we care? So clearly it's going to be Finn, Elias, and somebody else they're going to feed into him, probably Kurt Angle,
I'm just so
for the position of general manager
I'm
of
so
Raw.
over this. I was okay with Corbin being the constable and all that. At first, it was cool because he finally got to see another element because I didn't like the lone wolf. But now it's run its course.
Like, why do you have a wrestler being a general manager?
Yeah.
This is not happen. This not happen.
I mean, I don't have an issue with that, but it's just, you know, there has to be a balance. If you're going to do long storylines, great. But also don't let it drag out. Like, we get it. Like, he's, you know, Kurt Angle went on vacation. Okay. You know, what are we doing? Either he's going to fight or he's going to be in the back.
But this is why it's a bad reason to have a person that's active in position of power, because it's like a take over the show. Like, he opened the show, closed the show. Like, it's too much.
Yeah, I got you.
Like, it can't.
So, you spoke about this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
After Raw went off the air in the arena, fans chanted BS and we want a refund. After that, there was a dark match with a 10-woman tag team match with Ronda Rousey, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Ember Moon, and Natalya versus Nia Jax, Tamina, and the Riot Squad. Do you think that dark match was supposed to happen, or was it in reaction to what the fans were chanting?
I think it was probably scheduled,
Okay.
because I don't think they would put Ronda out there randomly
Yeah.
without her being ready. Like,
I
because you know
guess.
they gotta go through the show match or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think it was probably scheduled.
I think I agree with that, but I just feel like you've never seen women in dark matches after Raw before.
Right.
Or I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
No,
but
you probably have this a few times, but right now on Raw, what do you really have left?
And
Like,
it
all
just-
those people didn't really have anything. They didn't have no matches.
And it just goes back down to what we've been saying. Like, the women at this point, or at least what I've been saying, the women are better than the men at this point, are more entertaining. Like, the men I don't care about any of the men superstars, and that sucks. But I
On
really
Raw
don't.
or on
Both
altogether?
brands, I really don't.
No, I like a couple of the few that's happening.
I don't, it's not something like I'm more the match that I'm excited for TLC is Asuka, Becky, and Charlotte.
Yeah,
There's no other match I'm excited for.
yeah, they're star.
And as it
powers
goes back to
lacking.
what I said, they need to learn how you don't have to have 2 women matches that are just for titles. You can actually have a couple of feuds on there to progress storylines and what have you. Like, you can have Sonya and Mandy on the kickoff show because you've been teasing it, right?
Got time to build. When is TLC? The 13th? The 16th?
I don't know, but at least this leads us off with our last topic and then into our debate question. WWE sent out a survey to fans basically asking how to fix the product. So I didn't think this was true until shout out to Astro. He said it is. Do that again.
What?
You know what you did?
Wipe the table?
There's nothing there.
I know, but the spot is bothering me.
But it's not going to come off.
I know, but it's like one of those.
So then why would you keep doing it?
It's one of those things that it's bothering me. I got it. It's like OCD kind of thing. Like
There.
But it's over there too. That's why I didn't touch it because the cup is there. It's like I'm sorry. It's one of those things.
So Astro, shout out to Astro. He sent the survey to me. He forwarded, and I actually took it because he was too lazy to do it. Yes, I'm dragging you on air.
Dang. Rigged.
Yes.
Flopping.
Heel. Hashtag heel. No, but yeah, I took it, and some of the things that they asked was such as less comedy acts. I think less tag teams, monstrous acts. Like it was on a scale of this. Do you agree or don't agree with? Longer storylines and feuds, and favorite superstars not being used. Like these are all things that we've mentioned time and time again that they mentioned in the survey. So that's what I asked you, and it leads into our debate question of the night. Is WWE making a conscious effort, or is it a marketing ploy? You thought?
I think it's a marketing ploy. I straight think they just wanted to collect, information. They can't keep asking for surveys the same way, so they try to be creative and ask different things. And like they know people are frustrated right now, so they're like, oh, they're frustrated. So maybe if we, put it out there that we're listening, there'll be more incentive to take it. Just like at War Games, I know you saw we got the bracelets. We got the bracelets, but to activate it, you have to answer like 6 different questions for it to be able to light up throughout the night.
Yeah.
So it's just ways for them to try to collect data. I just think that it's kind of weird that it happened within a week span that all this is happening. It's in the fourth quarter. They want to a new quarter. They want to try to gauge how their audience is closing out. And that's why I think it's just a marketing play.
I mean, maybe this is me being naive, but when we was talking about it, you said you've seen these surveys before. And I'm like, well, I've never heard one about these specific questions. It's always been about the WWE Network or the WWE shop, like something not specifically about the brand or the product. But I also agree it's probably marketing ploy too, just because from what we've heard about Vince McMahon, he
doesn't care.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care about his product, but he's gonna do what he wants, and he makes final decisions.
Right.
And it's unfortunate that you have to send this out and you're not going to do anything about it. It just reminds me how corporations in general, like what you said, not so much a marketing ploy, but to boost morale, I guess.
Right.
Let's send out this survey and people can voice their frustrations and what have you. Like we actually care, but we don't really do anything.
Right.
Type
There's
thing.
no change.
There's really no change. And that reminds me exactly of that. And that's sad because, I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of superstars there that love being in there, but also feel like, well, damn, this is not what I thought it should be.
Right.
It goes back to what CM Punk said. It's not end all be all.
Right.
And it should be. It should be because we all grew up watching it and idolizing wrestlers. And, you know what I mean? And this has been passed down from generation to generation. You should be wanting to grow so the next generation can, when they grow, pass it along to their kids and what have you. I know maybe we have to be a little bit more patient for, but we shouldn't have to be. You shouldn't have to be.
I'm waiting for Triple H.
But we shouldn't, in all
I'm waiting
honesty.
for Triple H to save us.
In all honesty, we shouldn't have to wait for Triple H. We really shouldn't. No, seriously, we really shouldn't have to wait for Triple H. But it's like a slap in the face, week in and week out. The inconsistencies. 1 minute, you give us a good show, and then 2, 3, 4 shows in a row is for what? Like, what's the purpose of that? My voice held up.
It held up pretty okay.
How did it sound? Did I annoy you?
No, you was good. You started declining at the end, so I started talking more to give you more of a break. I kind of tell. Drink some more tea.
There's no more tea for me
to drink.
Go ahead,
baby. Drink some tea.
Oh, wow.
Grandma talk. That's how grandma. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
Yeah, baby. Baby. Yeah, it held up though. Someone told me said today they said, "Ooh, sexy voice." I'm like, yeah.
That's that Phoebe voice. Remember Phoebe was sick?
Yeah. Yeah.
And she sung better, and she's like, yeah, this is what I want.
And she wanted to actually like get sick
Yeah,
again
start licking cups and oh my
whatnot.
God.
Anyway, that's a show. Okay. Are we doing something for a thumbnail or no?
I mean, we can if you want to. What you want to
That's
do?
okay. I don't feel good. That's our show. Thank you for listening and watching. I am Miss Jenna Baby.
On Twitter and Instagram at Miss Jenna Baby BAYBEE.
I'm still under the weather. And
You can follow me at Blue Magic Grind, spelled how it sound. Make sure you go ahead and hit up the Mixed Tag Show on Twitter and Instagram as well. Don't forget to click the links in our bio, in the
And-
descriptions
yes, and
for the WWE shop links.
yes, and definitely check out our next week. Well, all episodes, right?
Yeah, I'll check out all our episodes.
But next week, definitely we have a special guest coming through. Well, not coming through.
Skyping
Via
through.
Skype. Should be fun because we said we need to get more people on the show.
Yeah,
So we're working on that.
yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to talk to Mr. Josiah Williams.
And also, if you're an independent wrestler,
Go check out his page, too, because he has a lot of dope content.
JD Williams, at
Yes.
JD Williams, and also at Russell N, the letter N, Flow.
Flow.
All right. Also, if you're an independent wrestler, hit us up. Maybe you're in the area, we can check you out. Maybe interview you.
Yeah,
So-
we're trying to expand going into 2019, do some different things. So look out for that.
Worldwide.
That's done. All right. Anyway.
All right. And on that note, I bid you adieu. Goodbye. Mwah. And good. Wait. Where's my bang? Okay. Night.
It's the Mixed Tag Show.
Mixed Tag Show.
With Jenna
and Blue.